Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning in. This is Queen Cassandra Haynes. I'm owner of Queen Bling Accessories, and today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Bernard George of Bernard's Auto Brokers firm. We are excited to have him on today, and I'm going to be introducing his services to you. It's something that's very unique, not offered a lot of places, but definitely a very valuable service to have in your repertoire of things that you have as a woman. So today, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Bernard George. George, give me a little information about yourself, Bernard.
My name is Bernard George. I'm the owner CEO of Bernard's Auto Brokers firm. What I do, I go into the dealership and I'm an advocate for my clients. I have over 25 years automobile experience under my belt.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your experience. I think altogether you've got about 30 years in the automobile industry, both foreign and domestic. So tell us a little bit about that, how you got started, and then explain to us as women, when we hear those terms foreign and domestic, what exactly that means.
Okay, I've got started in the automobile business over 25 years. I just reached the goals to seeing that I don't want to work for anyone. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to set my own time for it's coming down to work. I want to set my own income. So what I did, I learned the business, and I had to master the business. Now, what I do, I try to make sure when I go into the dealership, you as a female, when you go into the dealership, you're not a professional car buyer, so why would you want to go up against a professional car salesman when it come down to numbers? But my service give you all the great advantage against the car salesman because the average car salesman don't have the experience I have. So I know exactly what the vehicles cost, and I know exactly what the terms and the rates should be. And I'm here to get you the most for your money.
All right, and tell us a little bit about this distinguish between foreign and domestic cars. So, what, as a female, how should I know the difference?
As a female, a foreign car would be the best for you. First of all, the number one priority is purchasing an automobile safety. Foreign vehicles, they are twice as safer than the domestic vehicle, and these vehicles gonna have the best resale value. So you want to always be able to get the most for your money, and you want to have the most safe the automobile it is out here on the highway when you're driving among the clients.
All right. So, also part of what you talked to me about in discovering what an auto broker is about your ability with negotiation and creating competitive deals with the customer in mind. So, talk to us a little bit about what that means as far as being able to negotiate and get a good deal on my behalf.
Okay, what I mean about that is when I go into the dealership, all the hidden secrets that the customers don't know about, such as all these fees like extended contracts, that is an option. You have an option to purchase that if you choose to, but if you don't have an option to purchase it, you don't have to. So when you go into the dealership, they're gonna give you all these numbers. They're gonna say you have to have this extended contract. You don't need the extended contract. Why would you purchase a extended contract on a vehicle if it's have 100,000 miles warranty or a lifetime warranty? So those are some of the things that I can get overlooked when you come through my service. And when it's come down to interest, why pay more interest? Because you deserve the best interest because you took care of your credit for the best years, so you deserve the best interest. So that's a major part that I plays in.
And one of the things I always felt like was that I'm going to be taken advantage of, or when I go into the dealership, it's always this feeling of anxiety, like, oh God, what is this going to end up being? So, is that really true? Like, is my feeling valid that there is potential that I'm going to be taken advantage of in this situation?
Absolutely, absolutely. You are sitting ducks for the dealerships. When they come in, they gonna say, "Here she goes, here she goes. We getting ready to get her." But unfortunately, good things happen to great people, and that's why I got into this business to make sure that the females don't get to take advantage of. Because you work hard for your money, you shouldn't get to take advantage of. You should be able to buy the best car at your best ability for what you want, not for what a dealership choose to say this is what you can have.
So really, as a woman who wants to also get the best deal, of course, as well, taking the pressure off and being able to just kind of sit back in the process, allow you to do the negotiation, the haggling, the back and forth. You know, one thing I experienced was he went and talked to the credit manager like 3 or 4 times while I was there, just trying to get the deal done. So, and that's stressful in itself because you don't know what they're going to come back and say. If they're going to expect you to pay more money, less money. So talk to me about your interaction at the dealership. So I could be pretty much sitting at home while you're doing the work for me. Is that how this works?
Exactly. It's like 90% of my clients never even goes to the dealership. 9% of my clients, I do all the talking, I do all the negotiation over the phone. They choose the vehicle that they want. Sometimes I have to help them choose where they can get the most for their money. Once I do the credit, I call the dealership, tell the dealership what the client's trying to accomplish, and we just take everything from there. Everything basically goes just as smooth.
Okay, so as far as we know, it's smooth. We leave the work up to you, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so I have some frequently asked questions, just things that have kind of come up that I think people would be very eager to know about this process. So we're going to walk through those questions and try to give people some information up front. And then later on, we'll come back and do a live session where people can ask you questions live. But for now, we'll just walk through some of the most frequently things that people ask. Like, I think we've already answered pretty much for you. What is an auto broker? Is there anything you want to add as far as what your actual role is in this process?
No, the only other thing I would love to add is when you're going to the dealership, first make sure you never tell the salesperson what you're trying to accomplish. If you ever have a trade, never tell them, I want to purchase this vehicle, I want this payment, because you're giving them all the information that they can take and use against you. If you're not asked, don't tell it. And that's where I come in. That's where when you come through my business, I eliminate all that. You don't have to worry about all that.
Right, because you know all the tricks of the trade. Your extensive experience has kind of shown you what to do and what not to do, where we would have no idea, right?
Correct. Correct.
So, how much money do you make off of this? How do you get paid? What's in the benefit for you?
Okay, this is what I have. I have a $500 broker fee straight across the board, subject to credit approval. If it's a client that I have to spend more time, sometimes my broker fee can lead up to more than $500. It's going to be based upon how hard I have to work to put the deal together. It's going to be based upon how many dealership I have to go through to get the purchase to get the vehicle that this client is trying to purchase. So basically, it can depends. It can depends on A credit, B credit, C credit.
And I do know that you're also military friendly, you're healthcare worker friendly, you have done professional athletes and people who are in the entertainment industry, right? So you're open to really work with anyone who has the ability to purchase a car, correct?
Yes, yes. Special my specialties are the medical field. And of course my wife, she's in medical field, and my heart goes out to all the nurses and the doctors. So of course I'm going to take care of the medical people. So I'm going to go above and beyond to take care of those people because my wife, she's in the medical field. And,
Absolutely.
you, and there's so many hidden secrets that you guys have that the people's in the medical field doesn't know about. It's a certain discount that you guys supposed to get that you guys don't know about. And I'm here to share those discounts with you guys and make sure you get them and not the dealership to keep them.
Gotcha, absolutely. So, and that within itself is worth $500.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
just that part by itself. So, okay, the next question is, let's talk about credit. So, do we need to pull our credit report ahead of time? How important is that to know? Is that something you do? Talk us to us about a little bit about credit.
Okay, when it comes down to the credit, no, you don't need to pull your credit because most customers they pull their credit. They pull their credit off these websites like Credit Karma, and basically those credit scores they're not going to be accurate with the major banks. They're not going to be accurate with the credit unions, and they're not going to be accurate with the dealerships. So basically, we will pull the credit once we get your approval that we have an opportunity to pull your credit if you are in the process of purchasing a car or in the process of seeing what you qualify for, and that will be done then between the dealership and myself and you. That's with your approval.
Okay. And then so once we get the credit out of the way, down payment. So is that all is a down payment always necessary when you're
Oh,
buying a car?
no, of course, the dealership gonna always tell you the bank is asking for 20 to 30% down. Now, sometime if the credit is bad, yes, the bank will require money down. But if you have a 700, 800 Beacon score, if you're not going to get anywhere but $18 per $1,000, why put money down? Take the $1,000 that you was going to put on, take the $5,000 that you was planning on putting down on an automobile, put it in your bank account, have that for your kids' college fund, and buy the vehicle and save the $18.
So the other question I had was, what about this earnest money they always ask you for upfront? Is that even necessary?
No, but sometimes when they say earnest money, that is how they have their paperwork. That is their paperwork. They ask for earnest money. So basically, they saying the bank is requiring money down. But no, tell them that we're going through Bernard's Auto Works firm, and we would do the deal without you doing the money down. Who would lose a car deal over money down? Everybody
Right.
negotiation room in everything that they do and sell.
So there is absolutely negotiation room. So that's why we need you because you know how to do that. We would not know that whether they're telling us it's final or not, right?
Yes, and interest rate plays a great part. So what I mean by this here is some clients, why go to your bank? Use your bank if you a family emergency come up. Don't go to your bank. Let me shop the rates. If I can get you the best rate, let me go through my banks and the dealership is still using your bank just in case if you have a family emergency. But if it's going to pan out where your bank is going to give you the best interest, of course, I'm going to advise you to go to your bank, get your money, bring it back to the dealership because it's all about saving, saving, saving.
All right. So what do we need to provide? So say we are on board with, you know what, it sounds great to have someone else do this whole process for me and I can just pay them to do it for me. I know I would have happily paid that $500 to get that Escalade I got. But once we make up our mind that we are ready, what exactly do we need to provide? So walk us through what you're going to ask us for that we can get in advance.
Okay, these are the criteria that we would need. I would need a copy of your driving license, front back side of your driving license. I would need proof of resident. I would need most recent paycheck stub, a valid ID if you don't have a driving license, and your job history. Once we get those documents, we discuss the numbers with the bank. Once we agree with the number with the bank, what I do, I represent this number to my client. And once the client say, okay, Bernard, this is something that will fit within my budget, then we would take the process further. The process further would be either you would say, I'm coming to the dealership to purchase a vehicle, or we have delivery. I can have the vehicle shipped and delivered right in your front driveway. You can stay home and prepare your supper.
So you mean to tell me I could give you some basic information and you can work a deal for me? I could sit at home, pay you the fee, and you can actually deliver the car to me?
Yes, ma'am. I deliver cars all of state, New Jersey, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, whatever it takes to make the customer happy. Because at the end of the day, if the customer is not completely satisfied, I fail. So my job is to make sure the customer is completely satisfied because I want your business today. I want your family business tomorrow. I want your business for a lifetime.
All right. And you are national, correct? So you can work in any other 50 states.
Yes, I sell all over. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So how long does this process take? So it says here that it depends on the requirements being met and the proof of information that you want us to provide. It could take as little as a day or most at 2 weeks. Also, talk about vehicle availability. This is something new that is entered into the equation now, I think, after COVID. What does that mean based on vehicle availability?
Well, what I'm referring to is availability. Is due to the COVID, everything is behind because when the COVID hit, it shut the world down. Now it might be a vehicle that you want a certain color with certain features in it. I might have access of getting this vehicle, but I might not have access of getting it today. It might be a vehicle. It might take 2 days to get it, simply because of the fact that it could be a vehicle that's coming into the dealership that I'm doing the deal with, or it could be a vehicle that we have to transfer one vehicle to a dealership to receive another one. So sometimes that might can take up to 1 or 2 days. But basically, most of my clients, they get the deliveries the same day.
Okay. So what kind of car can I qualify for? So again, let's talk a little bit about qualification. So that's based off bank approval, cash equity. That's what I wanted to get to. So cash equity may also impact bank approval. So talk to me a little bit about, is it important to have some cash equity?
Well, it's going to be, it's once again, that's going to depend on what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, if you say, Bernard, I want to purchase a vehicle, I don't want my payment but $500, and I'm trying to finance a $40,000 vehicle. It's now that's simple math. You can't finance a $40,000 vehicle with no money down and get a $500 a month payment. I am great, but I'm not magic. I would do everything I can. So what I mean by that right there, sometimes you have to say, okay, I'm willing to pay longer terms to get closer to a payment, or I'm willing to pay some money down. Now, it worked like a scale. Money down, less payment. Sometime, if I'm not going to keep a vehicle for 10 years, it doesn't matter what the payment is. You're going to trade it before the 10 years anyway. So sometime you can always look at other options, but I prefer my clients, if the bank don't allow the money, no, don't put money down.
All right. Great. That's good advice. So at the end of the day, tell us one more time why we need an auto broker and why we need Bernard's auto broker firm on our team.
Because Bernard's Auto Brokers firm, I'm experienced. I've been in the business over 25 years, and I'm here to save you guys lots of money in 2023. We want to start the new year off right, and I want to start out with you guys by saving you guys plenty of currency. At the end of the year, you can look back and say, oh man, I purchased this car. I didn't even realize I didn't have to go to the dealership. How great it is in America.
How great it is in America. Yes. So how do we reach out to you? So you're on Facebook, correct? So we can reach you on Facebook through your Facebook page, and I will post that as well, so the ladies can have that information. And then there's also a phone number that you'll see here on the screen. Talk to us a little bit about your availability. Can we call you, leave messages? What's your preferred way to get in touch with you?
Preferred way would be call, because I'm always looking at my phone. I have my phone like every second in my hand. So I would prefer to call because I like hands on. I like when you call me, let's do it right now. Time is money. I don't want you to have to waste your time. I don't want you to say, where should I go to get in contact with this guy? I don't want you to have to take a chance and go to no dealership without me. And the most important thing is, if salespeople call you from the dealership and tell you I got this, no, it's all a gimmick. It's all a gimmick. Come through Bernard's Auto Brokers firm. At the end of the day, you will ride with a smile, guaranteed.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking with you today, Mr. Bernard. And I think that all the information you have provided has been very valuable to all of us. As we enter into 2023, we want to make sure that we are being not only cost conscious, we want to be time conscious. And it just helps to be able to have someone honest with integrity that is willing to help us out and make sure that we're not taken advantage of from the dealership perspective. So again, thank you so very much for interviewing with us today. We look forward to talking with you all. We will again do another session where we can take live questions. This is just the introduction to Bernard's expert auto broker firm, and we will allow questions later on, maybe within the next week or so. Is there any last comments that you want to make?
Yes, I want you guys to enjoy your year, and God bless each and every one.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Look out for our notification for our live session that'll be coming up soon. Have a great evening.